Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Monday Recap with me, Ross, and Liam, as we round up the weekend's action and look forward to the week ahead. And the wait continues for a goal for Town under the new owners. Another glorious goalless draw, this time against AFC Wimbledon. Liam, let's get your verdict. The season, good news, 3 games left to go. We'll get onto that this week's game. But your quick snap verdict on another goalless draw.
There's not a lot to say, is there, really? Wimbledon probably should have won it, missed a penalty. Town had 1 or 2 chances, didn't take them, standard. And there are obviously videos that are going viral of some pretty woeful attempts at taking set pieces. So, I mean, there's not much more I can say. I mean, I've seen someone, I think, on social media suggested that one betting company, I don't know who it was, are offering for the last 3 games 80-1 that Town don't score another goal now for the rest of this season. Now, if that's true, I want a piece of that because I think that's a really good bet of winning some money. Not advocating gambling, of course, but at the end of the day, there is a positive from that than actually painfully watching the games where there is just nothing. And I, to be honest, I feel pretty embarrassed for the players, to be honest, because they've checked out mentally. They've just gone, and I think it's a bit disgraceful, to be honest.
Well, we'll go on to, of course, Paul Cook, who is a journalist's dream with the quotes he is saying. And I quote Paul Cook, the headline on, say, Stu's story on the Anglian on Saturday evening. "We're not far off a Sunday League team that has won a cup to play at Portman Road." And, he's not a happy man. I'm sure he's very much checked out of all the players now. I think no one's safe. What do you think about his comments? There's some other great quotes in there, but overall, Paul Cook's not a happy man.
Well, I think. Look, let's get one thing straight. Paul Cook. I've heard some people. There are a few people rumbling about Paul Cook, but I think they were expecting better. And if anything, it's actually got worse. And they're now even questioning whether Cook is right for the job. And some people are even saying that it may be that these players might end up getting Cook sacked, that he might not even make it to the summer rebuild. But I don't believe that. I've seen a few. Obviously, Bakai was on last week and seemed pretty much like they were going to back Cook. And I've seen a few things with Brett Johnson, which suggest the same. And they have made slight references to the fact that they've been watching the games and then not particularly happy about it at the moment. But it doesn't seem like they're itching to. I think a big piece of this is Ashton, because I think because he isn't starting till June. I mean, if he was already in the building, then who knows what would happen. But I think he's coming in with a remit, and I think Paul Cook has the CV to keep it protected from this mini little storm that's brewed up because of these players. But frankly, I mean, he's damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. If he had stuck to his 4-2-3-1, and we were all complaining about the one up front when Lambert was in charge, and it still didn't work, then we would call him stubborn and we would say that he isn't adaptable and he isn't. And others are now, because he's been messing around and putting players in, trying different combinations, others are now saying that he's gone the other way and done too much tinkering and it's sort of caused the team to kind of turn into what it is now. And basically, from a position where we could have still got playoffs, we've now drifted way out from that. But I don't think I would rather have tried something and at least try something different. And I hear people are saying chuck in the youngsters now, but frankly, I don't even know what they can prove in the next few days. I don't really know why putting them in is going to make anything different, especially if they decide to start mucking around with the under-18s, who frankly are in the quarterfinals of the Youth Cup, could have a potential to get to the semi-finals, and who knows, may win it. I don't know if they will or not, but they may win it. Why would you then tarnish their what looks like a good nucleus of players who have played well as a team to get so far? Why would you ruin that to give them some experience in the first team that come the start of next season will be vastly different? I don't think I think it's the culture, and I wouldn't want any of the talented youth players that will still be around the club having anything to do with this culture right now until it's been completely and utterly destroyed in the summer. So I have no issues with Paul Cook. I think his comments are honest. They're exactly what we see, and we probably say it. We've been saying it for weeks and weeks and weeks and months even. We were saying it even before Cook came in about these players being overestimated. And frankly, as I said with the first part about the game, I think it's just disgraceful, really, that the players have completely checked out, because at the end of the day, if they know they're not going to be here since the owners have come in and so on, then fair enough. That's just the way things go. New manager. I mean, not all these players might have been removed because Cook didn't like them. They might be because Cook didn't see them fit into his system. It might be just something as simple as that, nothing personal. But these players have gone on to show that they just have no care whatsoever. They just don't seem to be in tune with anything. And the very least, you'd think they would do it for themselves, to put themselves in the shop window, knowing that they're going to be in there with thousands of other free agents now that are swirling around in that pool that are unemployed. And at the moment, when they go into that pool, the ones that do get removed, I don't see many clubs looking at them and going, oh, I fancy taking them. So I think it's just an absolute shambles, really. And the sooner the free games are done, then the better it will be, and we can move on. And hopefully these green shoots that Evans was professing back in January, that are proper green shoots now that we've got a new ownership structure and hopefully a new football club going forward, then hopefully everything will be quite happy come August, and we'll have a bit of a fun time. But I think at the moment we just got to take the rough with the smooth until then.
Definitely, and well said as ever. But yeah, we've got 3 dead rubber games coming up. Firstly, against Swindon, who have been relegated from League One, just like Bristol Rovers. Both teams now confirmed to be in League Two next season. Swindon lost 5-0 on the weekend. Not a good result. Will Grigg is back on fire. He scored 4 goals. And of course, he was briefly linked, of course, previously with Paul Cook at Wigan. So possibly, could he reunite with Will Grigg? Wait and see. Probably not. I don't think. Not for me. But Swindon Town, they beat us early in the season, live on Sky at Portman Road, 3-2. They're already relegated. We're pretty much just wanting these games to be over now. A goalless draw, is that the best way to predict this game?
Oh, I think it is. I think I said I thought Wimbledon would beat us 2-0, and frankly, had they scored the penalty, they might have. But I think other than that, 0-0 is probably, well, actually, in a perverse kind of way, Swindon probably now with absolutely no pressure on their shoulders. I mean, again, professional pride. I mean, Swindon will probably have to make cutbacks now they're being relegated. Players will have to be released. And some of these players may be playing for a contract there to stay there. Some might not want to, but it might be that there will be players who want to stay to maybe try and bounce straight back up next season. So they're not going to completely disappear, and they've got no pressure on their shoulders. So in a kind of perverse way, Swindon are probably now more dangerous than ever. They've got no kind of fear hanging on them. But it's I think 0-0 is going to be the probably the favourite result for all of these matches left to play, because I mean, Town have pretty much squandered any chances of the playoffs by being just absolutely pathetic. And Swindon have nothing to play for now that they've been relegated. There's nothing riding on it. It's almost as if you're kind of going, what's the point in even? There's no fans in the ground. You may as well just say, well, can we just kind of abandon these games as 0-0 draws, or just put them? Don't abandon them. Just don't let the game go ahead, and just put a 0-0 draw next to each of the next three results to end the season now, because it's just depressing, isn't it? There's not a lot we can get excited about. And I'm trying.
We can look forward to the summer. That is
one
thing.
Of course. But I mean, for these next 2 weeks, it's like I'm a broken record, and Stu and Andy are a broken record, and everybody else on social media is a broken record, where we're all looking forward to this future, but we can't quite grab that future yet. We've got to go through the process of ending this utter shit show as it is, and we've just got to kind of just ride it out. But it is entirely frustrating because we're just saying the same old crap each week. So hopefully, yeah, let's get to whatever the date is for the final game. I think, isn't it the 7th or 8th of May, something like that usually. That MK. It's Fleetwood at home, isn't it?
Yeah, 9th of May on a Sunday.
So get to that, and then we can really feel a release. But at the moment, we're still bogged down, and although the hope is there and the excitement is to come, we're still having to live in the moment at the moment. It's a little bit like just can't come soon enough. So 0-0. I'm and that bet I was talking about, I might take that on and see if Town don't score another goal. I might get a little bit of happiness at the end of it.
Yeah. Remember, bet responsibly. Final thing to add the video is to add the positive news. Of course, as you mentioned, the youth team, the under-18s, are in the quarterfinals of the FA Youth Cup. They play that this Friday evening at Portman Road against Sheffield United. So that'll be interesting, and a chance to get to the semi-final. So best of luck to them, and we'll see how they get on heading into Saturday against Swindon Town. But Liam, thank you very much for joining me as ever. Thank you all the listeners and the viewers watching today. Make sure to follow us on Kings of Anglia on all the socials. I'll be back next week to bring you another Monday recap, expecting another goalless draw. Lovely jubbly. Anyways, I've been Ross, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.